already dropped 2 by now. Low on ammo, has to get in that reload, but he's going for a 3rd, and he lands another headshot. Neo's been dropped. These pistols so dangerous for G2. They've got barely anything invested into this round, and they're making it work. MBK's wrapped towards a CT area as well, and he's going to do it. He gets himself another. Snack's now the last man standing, and this is a 1v2 in a situation that VP never should have let themselves get into.
Yeah, it's all on Snacks. He's going to get deeked through the wall, but he counts himself lucky, somehow still alive and kicking as he makes his way down in towards this B-bomb site. A lot on his plate right now, but he's the player you would want in this scenario. Already wrapping round, though. It's going to be MBK who just executes him. Merciless play there from the Frenchman as they lock down that 13th round. They secure it. They don't succeed in ruining the economy of VP just yet, but they pick up a round from nowhere on the back of Kenny with his hand cannon pocket orb.
Crazy performance. The only positive for VP out of this is they can work off if they can get the reset once again. It does allow G2 to have a lot of money considering they did eco that round, kept a lot of safe cash, and now are going to go for the buy, meaning they still have something in their bank as well if they do lose this one. But still, VP now looking to reset things, and a nice shot from Pasha to open things up. Peeking in through the squeaky door, takes down Shocks. Kenny does get the refrag at least with his own AWP. But still, VP going to be favoured in a 4v4. It means the CTs have to distribute far more wildly, meaning that trade frags are going to be a lot more difficult over on the CT side.
Stacked up over towards ramp. Looks like they want to try and make their way in, and actually MBK, he's going to fall on back, gives them control of it for the time being. VP in a good spot to try and kickstart this round. Kenny could rotate round to watch out, but for the time being, his attention focused on outside means that VP could very easily just waltz into ramp and have it for free. Snacks down vent as well in a great spot to try and pincer in towards this B-bomb site. The only kind of player within earshot is MBK down in towards Toxic. He's the one who can try and make a difference, but even then, the best you should really hope he can do is deny the plant. Still, Neo continuing his reign of terror on this aggressive push. He's in the back line. Kenny's up there. Kenny has no idea Neo's down here, and things could get very bad here for the side of G2. As they've allowed the Polish to get completely into the backline, but Kenny, the timing impeccable, does turn around, spots out Neo, the jig is up, and now all of a sudden they're fully aware what is going on. He's going to be burnt out, does just retreat through the fire and flames, looking like he wants to try and take the peak, but no. Neo instead rotating back round over towards B. Kenny gets the shock of his life, trying his best to watch his back, but still, MBK, the man to keep an eye on now as the bomb gonna go down. MBK peeks out, but no, they render him completely null and void. The Molotov goes in, but it's far too late, and now they know where he is. At this point, he's been fed to the wolves. Snacks will go down at least, but then MBK falls on the site. It's a 3-on-3. Down goes Body as well. Kenny is to try and refrag. He does land a shot out onto Pasha, Taz, and Neo in a 2-on-2, but Neo quick on the repeat to get the frag on a Kenny. It's all Apex. 1 versus 2 in towards the site. Time ticking away from him. He's got to try and find the frags. He gets the first on the Taz, and now it's all on Neo, who chucks down the Molotov, forces Apex on out. I don't think there's enough time left. Apex to go for the spray, but Neo connects the shot anyway. And that'll be VP to find another round. They go ahead and get one straight back in return.
I like that though. Instantly they get the bomb down, they go for that safe plant. MBK can't stop it at all, and they just instantly back off towards ramp. Go for the safe play, make sure they have a Molotov kept for the post plant. And you notice as soon as VP got that bomb down, they move 2 players back towards ramp instantly. That's just them trying to get control back so they can at least play the post plant safely. Throw that Molotov out, assume G2 don't have a smoke as well, and just completely shut them down. The only dangerous part could have been if G2 had a smoke for that round, it may have gone their way. They may have been able to just jump on that bomb, smoke it out, and pick up the round. But either way, good performance from VP, at least in bringing this back so far. They've brought it back to 8-13, which considering the first half scoreline, this is a victory for them so far.
Yeah, definitely. And in that first half, we saw Shocks being the kind of fluid, aggressive player. That now, in the second half, now that VP have their turn on the T side, I would say it's kind of gone over towards Snacks. We see him sneaking on into the back line. He's been the player to open up a couple of these rounds. But who would say he's kind of been the defining factor right now for VP?
Well, yeah, as you just say, Snacks. He's constantly been getting
I think
control.
it's probably Snacks or Taz, right? I mean, one of those two.
He's constantly been getting control of that B site. We've seen 2 or 3 rounds now where he's just snuck into Secret, obviously. We saw the same a little bit on the side of G2 in Shocks, because he's very good at playing outside of that squeaky door, getting himself down into the vent. But I think VP, over on their side, they're doing it just as well. They constantly have Snacks in the back line, catching out these players. I mean, we saw that round where they had the outside control, and as a result, Snacks knew that Shocks would be playing, or someone at least would be playing down in Secret, so he could just easily back off, get that frag, and then just take control of B side instantly. So it's just a lot of his kind of lurking style, his jumping around the map and getting himself into awkward spots, and really just being a nuisance for G2.
Yeah, so this is G2's tack pause, or, you know, just coming to an end. Surely that's kind of showing the pressure they're under right now. I mean, they're giving a lot of respect away at VP. This is very quickly turned into something that was looking like it could have been an easy win to them, to now quite a worrying scenario for the French side. And, well, into this round, let's see if the little hiatus from the action is going to help out. As we can see, just pistols across the board. A couple of PT50s on Shox and MBK, but everyone else relegated down to the mighty USP. And as Snacks to open things up. Does find the first one to MBK. Apex down on the ladder, looking to try and connect some shots, but not while you're climbing up the ladder, my friend. Down he goes. Shox aggro out towards ramp. Joining him is Kenny, but he's going to go down, as does Shoxy. Now it's all on body. Once again, just seen his two comrades get slaughtered before his very eyes. A harrowing experience as he looks to try and refrag and avenge them, but not going to be the case, as Neo will swiftly deliver him unto death. It is a 9-13 scoreline. 4 rounds the difference now between these two sides. Let's not forget, Hugo, it's an incredible comeback right now from VP. A phenomenal comeback at that. And I would say, you know, they're looking to be quite refreshed. They're looking to be in their element, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, don't hold your tongue just yet. Let's see what G2 have to
fair
offer.
enough.
We still have a couple more buy rounds before
time.
VP have even caught up with the same scoreline, and even when they catch the same scoreline, doesn't necessarily guarantee themselves to win. So I'm interested to see if G2 can at least switch things up over on their CT side. They've got the AWP back in play for Kenny, and they have a bit of utility as well. But once again, no kits here to the CT side. This could really limit them in the post plants. And VP have been getting a lot of control down towards that B site early on, as we talked about. Snacks always been the thorn in G2's side. So if now we continue to see the same kind of play and VP to get themselves down into B round after round, if G2 don't have these kits, they're going to be put into a really awkward spot. But this time it's the outside control from VP. They're pushing their way deep in towards the hell. We instantly have the back off down towards ramp here. So no control taken from MBK, but actually moving back on in. Oh no! Snacks doesn't spot it. He gets dropped, and MBK's found himself a free frag. That should never have happened. G2 are now sitting pretty in this round. Shox will pick up a second one as well. Taz should be able to trade out this first original pick, but he actually doesn't check the corner, and MBK are going to drop him as well. Bomb in the open, 1 player left. VP look out.
Yeah, it's all on Neo, and sadly couldn't make anything happen there in the 1v5. Does go down at the hands of Shox, who picks up the 2k in that round. That's going to be G2 now 1 round away from map point. And VP, well, they've got money left to buy up into this round. We're going to get the AWP on Pasha as well. But, you know, what really went wrong there? A lot of it was the fact that, you know, you saw Snacks and Taz towards that side. They were making a lot of ground. Looks like they were going to pick up that first frag to MBK. And then just a couple of seconds, he was watching the angle. And then MBK goes back, checks it, and picks up both of those frags. Anyway, into this round, we can see Shoxy watching the inside play. Door's going to open up, and down goes Pasha.
What an opener. 2 AWPs for G2 is going to be the thing that will switch things up for VP. But look at Snacks again. He's been having the control to put down towards B. This time it's outside. He might be able to sneak into the behind of Shox. I don't think he realizes he's crossed so far, and Snacks gets it. There's a free pick. Back into a 4-on-4, and he needs to make use of this position soon. He needs to jump into a site. There will be one player, MBK, rotating back from the ramp position. And if Snacks isn't aware of this potential, he could get caught out once again. He needs to be holding the right angle, looking towards heaven now as he makes his way around the corner. MBK's going to be close, but Snacks is too quick. He gets the headshot. Back into a 3-on-3, always on fire with the refrags. And in the meantime, now that they know that MBK's been drawn off to the ramp, Taz will be able to push him down. They should be taking B control. They've set themselves up for the perfect B control round, and Apex is going to be the only man to stop them.
Yeah, Apex opening up the door now, emerging, finding the first, taking the head of Bialy just right off. It is going to be the 1-3, but Taz to find one in retort as Kenny will be eliminated. Apex self-flashes himself through and towards the site. They don't know he's here just yet as he just edges on around the smoke. Taz can be the player to discover it, and he does find that frag. It's all on body. 1 versus 2. Snacks to try and protect Taz, but he does a very poor job of it. Instantaneously, though, on the refrag. 10-14. They're looking to try and keep this competitive. Don't want to let G2 arrive at that point.
And that's the reset for VP there, onto G2. This could be where things start to go very, very south here for the French side now, because if you look at their money, they're just on the edge of a buy. They can invest a little bit, but considering they don't have a loss bonus, they don't want to drop below 3k in this round. Keeping a fair bit in their bank, but still a couple of pistols going to be bought up, and Apex with some armor, but VP still looking strong. As soon as G2 have found themselves around, getting themselves up to 14, they've been crushed again, and we are going to see VP start to bring things back. This should be an 11th before we see G2 get back on their buy. Snacks dropping Shox straight away. And Apex repositioning to try and get himself into a better angle to drop Pasha, but VP aren't contesting towards the A side of the map. It's instead ramp, where MBK already down and out as Neo finds him. And VP are just taking all these 1v1s in their stride.
Kenny still has his trusty deagle, but it's Bialy sneaking in through outside. No one here to watch him, so he's going to go completely unchecked. And right now, he could just ravage this A site if he comes in. Instead, Sneaking on by up towards Heaven. He's going to be in a prime location to try and shut this down. Apex alone and over towards B. It looks like VP have made their minds up. A is going to be the site in question. Pasha, man on the scene with the AWP as the rest of the team now looking to try and team on in. And it's Bialy, the one who can make the difference. Kenny does here, but he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Finds the first. Kenny's still got the Deeg, but Taz has the AK, and that's even better. Down goes Kenny. Body and Apex now locked in the 2-on-4. Body frantically looking for his teammate's gun. MBK, of course, had the Deeg over towards ramp, but he can't find it. MBK hit it when he died. It is going to be the last two players now locked in this 2-on-4. Time's been ticking down for quite some time, so I imagine we're just going to see them go for the save here. Look to try and do some exit frag damage on these players as they leave the site. It's just been a huge step up kind of across the board from VP. I mean, we were saying that, Snacks and Taz were the two we were looking at, but look at Neo as well. Pasha really stepping up to the mark. And then when you look across the board, G2, it's all Apex.
Yeah, and even on the actual round on the scoreboard as well, it's very, very similar to the first half. G2 only picking up a couple, and both of them instantly reset, much as how the same was for VP over on their CT side. They took a couple, but were instantly reset every single time. Apparently this map is now T-sided because VP are doing some serious damage. And we do have the buy coming out from G2, some weaponry to play with. Shox has that AWP alongside Kenny as per usual. The double up's still in play, but can they shut out this round? Because if they can't, VP are not only going to be up to 12, but we'll see G2 again on an eco, meaning a 13-14 scoreline looking extremely likely. But let's have a look. No team damage done to start things off as we get late into this game. We were seeing that a fair bit on G2's T side, but at least stopping diving their teammates as VP. Fast outside this round, it's going to be Kenny. Different position, different angle, but does miss the shot, has to fall on back.
Yeah, they just skirt on by. The wall of smoke's down outside to obscure the vision, and Kenny missing those shots means they do get players down in towards Secret. Pasha going to be able to find Kenny as well. So this is the start that VP needed to secure themselves a 12th and the reset onto G2. A perfect beginning to the most fairy tale rounds. And well, over towards ramp, Shox is here with an AWP of his own. It looks like potentially we could see Bialy try and take that engagement. And if we do, then I imagine we should see him go down. Shox has been on the mark right now with the AWP, but as they start to send some players over towards here, wouldn't surprise me if they look to try and collapse in towards B. It's just, can Shox hold things off? Apex as well, equal amount of responsibility in towards this B bomb site. Shox finds the first on the Pasha. They lose the AWP, but then he's instantly traded out by Bialy. Body's coming around to try and help out as best he can. Watching the push down over towards ramp, goes for the spray, but nope. Bialy says no. It's Apex to try and step up, but he can't get it done. Down he goes, and that is VP to find a 12th. The reset onto G2, and this is where this comeback is looking terrifying if you're a G2 fan.
Yeah, no money to play with here for the CT side. Just pistols are going to be pulled in as VP are just inches away from getting themselves up to an equal scoreline. 13 rounds should be gifted here, assuming we don't see any crazy Deeks. Obviously, we've seen a couple of close rounds and even a win from G2 on these pistols, but this time not looking as likely, as far less is invested than usual. And VP should just be playing this one safe as well. A few smokes going out towards the A site, but no burst play activated. They're just holding on. A bit of aggression from Body. Not too much damage though. Pasha makes it free, but Apex gets a Deeg as he tries to escape to chase that frag. A bit overzealous from Pasha, and the gun even picked up on Body as well. Can be thrown over to someone with armor, and that could be even more dangerous in the right hands here. G2 have a lot of individual prowess, and Apex, as you mentioned, him been doing very well this game, going to be picking up that AK. VP have got to worry for that one, but Neo does retrieve some damage, takes down Shox towards ramp. The second player backing off towards Heaven. And Taz, him and the team are going to split down towards B, where a lot of Frenchmen are waiting.
Yeah, and MBK primed and ready on the D, gets the first, looking to try and take even more. Give him an inch and he'll take a mile. All the heads clean off of VP, but they're quick to try and trade this out. Down goes Kenny as well. It's all on Body. He does get one in return. Now finds himself locked in the 1-on-2. Does have a Molotov to play around with as well, so he can try and flush one of these players out. Bomb's going to go down. The molly up in vents to prevent the peek from Body. He spots out the first. Neo falling back over towards ramp. Taz is to come in with a peek, but no, Neo lands the shot anyway. 3 frags for him in that round. A little bit close though, all things considered for VP, but they still pick it up 13-14. Only keeping 2 players alive means their economy doesn't grow much out of that round. As a matter of fact, it does slightly deteriorate, but they've still got money spread across the board. Looking to try and pick up their 14th, and if they do, we could very easily see them arrive at map point, because it would be another reset onto G2.
Yeah, and Kenny with a glass cannon AWP here as well, so things are really starting to look dangerous here from G2. Shox was even considering it. He had 4800, but just went with the rifle to be safe. You don't want 2 armorless players here on the CT side in such a late game scenario. This time, the drop down through vents. Snacks not able to find it. He's so low, but Apex is just in position. If he tries to drop on down, Apex, despite being on the ladder, should be able to land the one single bullet. It is needed to remove Snacks, but the Molotov going to be planted. Apex has to back on off. allow VP to have that control over towards the squeaky area. There's no way Snax is going to commit with it with such low HP. In the meantime, it's Kenny to push out. Doesn't spot the player on top of the silo there. That's Bialy. And he actually gets a headshot in response. VP set off with a perfect round. That should have been a free kill to Kenny, but he's going to throw it away. And now G2 in a very uncomfortable spot. They've lost all their outside control. This could easily just be split. But finally, a player going to rotate out in position. It's Shox coming in through the hell area to drop down Bialy. And a lot of damage is still done into VP. So this round is still very much up for contention.
Yeah, with the way they're positioned, it's going to be an A side here. Apex close by, ready to come in from outside, but it doesn't matter because Shock's going to get 2. He does all the damage necessary. In comes Apex now to mop things up. NBK on the flank. And down goes VP in the blink of an eye. G2, they go ahead and arrive at map point. Still plenty of money left for VP to buy up into this round. They won't have as much utility as they would have liked. The economy's been completely ruined, so they invest everything into this. Not only do they have to pick this round up, but they got to try and keep a hearty amount of players alive if they want to go to invest into the last round. It can't go as close as some of these rounds have.
Exactly. The lack of warp is going to be quite scary here, but that was VP's first A-side take on a buy round, and they get completely crushed. That's got to be pretty upsetting if you're a VP fan there, because as soon as they go for something over on the A side, G2 just have that triple stack that they've been playing the entire game, and it finally works out. But this time Pasha in through the smoke does take down MBK. Here's the shots rattling off, and they are going to be put in a good spot. But the same as last round, they had that first pick last round, it still fell apart. They've got to stick together on this one. Can't allow maybe some outside control to go amiss and allow Kenny to pick up a kill with that AWP. But it's going to be VP setting up, ready to go for a bit of ramp control. They've found that first pick. Kenny going to be spammed down as well, down to 50. But that just forces him down and towards B, which will make him a far more bigger nuisance if VP do want to commit towards this side of the map. In fact, an A side take would be looking very favourable for them, considering there's only bodies towards A. But they don't know that yet. Apex is down close. We have Kenny S as well, and actually, this is perfect for VP. Look at this. Neo can make his way up into heaven, and if he takes down Shox and they actually get the control of A, they could split into the completely empty site. But now Shox picking up that kill. That's going to change the setup of G2. Apex rotating as well, and all the kills going the way of G2. This is going to be it. They close it out, instantly rotating back into the A side of the map. It's Kenny S to pick up the final kill, and G2 to pick up the map.
Yeah, a fantastic way to kickstart today's broadcast. I think we could have asked for anything better there between G2 and VP, but that was only the first map, still many more yet to come. I want to hear your thoughts though. There was a lot that went on in that second half, so much to speak about. The resurgence from VP was a spectacle, but it just wasn't enough. I mean, G2, I think they were so far ahead after such a triumphant first half that it was just too difficult for VP to come back from.
It was at a point where G2 could have won that pistol round and then just instantly hit 15 rounds. They could have closed out the game there and then, but unfortunately for them, VP, the fast A rush, they pick it up, and then it's just a grind at that point. They grinded down G2. They had some great rounds, at least with Snax making his way down to B, to being that nuisance that we saw Apex and Shox do so much on their T side. And frankly, that was so good from VP to bring it back, but G2, at the end of the day, when you have 12 rounds in the first half, it only takes you 4 mistakes from VP for G2 to be able to close out the map, and they finally do it.
But I think one thing we can agree on is this is very interesting now for VP looking to the future, right? We've still got another map to come. They've still got 2 more maps left to play in the league overall after we're done today. And if they can keep at this rate, they're kind of improving now, getting back to form, then things do look good for them. I mean, they went from being, what, 12-3 to then pulling it back to a 13-16 scoreline. They still lose out, but they pick up 10 rounds on their T side, which I would say is fairly impressive. Now, we can't take, too much from it, but hopefully, heading into map number 2, we can see them show up in a big way. Yeah,
I think despite G2 actually winning the map, I think you've got to give a lot of props to VP just because of this is something that we weren't expecting from them to do so well on a map they, is so favoured towards G2. So going into the second one being Inferno, this is another chance for VP to maybe even get an upset win, take a map off of G2. It's possible. It's still going to be difficult, that being said, but it's definitely on the card. So I'm interested to go into the second map. I'm still going to stick with my prediction of G2 picking it up, but I mean, the fact that this was so close means there's always a chance.
Yeah, and let's not forget, I mean, one thing that we have to kind of address, which I think we could speak about more in a minute, is just kind of how VP are on Inferno, right? I mean, after what we just saw, we know Inferno isn't a great map for them. They're actually on a 7-loss streak on it right now.
Yeah.
But this could be the one that breaks it. I mean, G2, they're good on Inferno. They've had a lot of success on it. But still, I mean, after how they played now, if they could just kickstart that first half better, that was really the thing that held them back. If we saw a 10-5 scoreline, which isn't asking much, with VP starting on the CT side, would have been a completely different story. We could have seen overtime, we could have just seen VP take it flat out. But after that first game, I have to ask, sorry to put you on the spot,